Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Patra. With me is Shail Bhatnagar, and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Well, looks like the markets are still low in trade, and we could be probably looking forward to another day when the markets could be consolidating and ending in the red for the third consecutive day. Right now, about 150 points lower in trade for the Nifty. 22,740 odd levels can be seen on this one. Banks and financial services are severely under pressure in the last hour of trade. You can see that the Nifty Bank has lost ground from 49,000, which it had held on to for the last two trading sessions. It's now hovering around 48,494 odd levels, which means it's slipped below 48,502. Now, when we talk about the other sectors that are looking weak, along with the banks and the financial services, private banks are definitely exerting pressure, 1.5% lower for this one too. IT is down in trade as well, 0.8% of a fall. PSU banks, autos, FMCG, infrastructure, realty, they've all also slipped into the red. What is still holding up? It's the pharma index, 0.8% of a move on the upside. Metals continue to shine bright, 0.6% higher. Consumer durables and the small caps eking out some bit of gains as of now. Good afternoon, Shell.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Wednesday, the monthly expiry of the Bank Nifty, as also we are one day ahead of what is going to be the monthly expiry for the Nifty as well. Week as week can be, profit booking continues across the board as far as frontline indices are concerned. The Nifty at its day's low, 22,735, down 150 points. The Nifty Bank on its weekly expiry day is down 650 points. Remember, they had rallied very, very sharply before Monday, and this 12-day gain is now getting digested and consolidated in the market. We are ahead of a very major event-led week as far as the politics of the nation is concerned. Exit polls on Saturday, markets will react on Monday, final result on Tuesday, and that's when the markets will be reacting on June 4th as well. Before that, like I mentioned, we have the weekly expiry of the Nifty, as also the month of May draws to a close. So this is how the markets are structured, Sakshi. Again, it's a low volume day. Across the board, there is selling pressure, apart from select PSU pockets, which we'll discuss a little later. The Nifty Financial Services Index is down 1.5%. The Nifty Bank, as you mentioned, 1.2% lower. Selling on IT, realty, broader indices in the 100-200 space, PSU banks, mid caps as well as small caps. Now, what is sort of ticking up? Again, it's the defense space. No matter how hard you try to put it down, no matter how hard intraday profit booking comes, it just lasts less than a day. So top gainer, Cochin Shipyard, 5% higher, 2011, 2200 crores worth of transactions have happened. This is the top traded counter on the National Stock Exchange. Hindustan Aeronautics, 1.2% higher, 5080. Similarly, a very strong gain coming on Mazagon Docks, 6% higher. Apart from that, Hindalco is the star of the show today, 3.8% higher. Its aluminium US based subsidiary, Novelis, has filed for an IPO worth $1.2 billion. So a lot of green tick on Hindalco as well. Apart from that, Sakshi, it's the wagon makers that are taking it away. Your favorite, Jupiter Wagons, is 4% higher, 573. Titagarh is 11% higher, 1387, and Texrail is 4% higher, 204. So that's the update from my side. Low beta, low volume market on the fence. While the Nifty may be down 150 points, Nifty Bank may be down 600 points, but there are barely any volumes to show.
Okay, so that's the entire setup. Let's welcome our guest on board. Sonam Srivastava, founder and fund manager at Right Research, is now with us on this show. Warm welcome to you, Sonam. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Tell us, how do you see the Nifty really progressing from here on? 22,745, any signs of revival coming in soon, or we have to wait?
No, I think with such a big event coming in and the VIX levels being high, I think the market is a little bit unpredictable. Like you guys said, we're coming back from a 12-day rally, so there could be some consolidation in place, right? That's very natural. And I think, we're just looking out at the election results to give us a clear direction, but a lot of good action definitely around, right?
Okay. Any key stocks, Sonam, that you are looking at?
No, I think right now, we're seeing a lot of speculative movement happening in the PSU counters, like you guys said, HAL, REC, name a few, VDL, all of these stocks are, seeing a lot of buying happening right now. I think this is the basket that would do really well if the BJP comes back in with high majority. So I think there's a lot of speculation happening on the results. Obviously, that is something that is very tough for us to predict. But yeah, these stocks are gaining very highly in momentum. We are also looking, at the metals basket, stocks like Hindalco, National Alam, etc. They are looking quite interesting. Even stocks in the electrical manufacturing, electronic segment are looking quite good. So, those are some of the picks that we are quite interested in.
Good afternoon to you, Sonam, and a very warm welcome on Market Today. Since you head a research outfit and nearly all major earnings, large caps, mid caps, small caps, are with us as far as the fourth quarter is concerned, anything that pops up on your radar which has given us substantial amount of appreciation in profit and therefore might be a candidate for re-rating? Remove the defense counters from here.
Okay. Yeah. So I think so those are the counters which have stood out a lot. So I would remove the defense counters, but even a few PSU stocks have really given good numbers. So those are something to consider about. Broadly looking at the larger market, I think it's been quite mixed in terms of earnings. There has been a few earning surprises, but there have been few misses also. I think positive news definitely is coming from the automobile segment, the auto ancillaries. So those are some things where we will see re-rating happen on the positive side. I think even on the cement side, you might see positive re-rating. Like I said, metal manufacturing, all of this is looking interesting. So that is definitely quite good. I think IT also in due time, maybe not next quarter, but soon should see a resurgence, right? So a lot of interesting insights from the earnings season.
No, would you take some names? We understand the sectoral part that has come in, but in terms of sheer outperformance, when it comes to names in the mid caps and the small caps, in the sectors that you mentioned have shown outperformance, if you could share them.
Right. So talking about electronics or automobile, I think a stock like Cummins India has been on our radar, which has done really well. Even in the same similar sort of a segment, Siemens is something that is standing out. In consumer durables, I think Dixon is a stock that has sort of stood out. So quite a few stocks in that whole space. In the cement segment, I could name Star Cement, which has been a standout, right? And is seeing a lot of buying in the metal manufacturing. We have Hindalco, another stock that is standing out. So, quite a few interesting stocks.
Okay. Got that. We have some earnings coming in. Let me read out those for all our viewers. Samvardhan Motherson. Remember, we've discussed this stock many times on our channel. It's come out with its Q4 numbers. Profit after tax has seen a sharp improvement from 654 odd crores to 1372 crores. You can see that spike in the works for Samvardhan. Right now trading at 143.6. The consolidated revenues have also seen a spike from 22,517, 22,517 crores. It has improved to 27,058 crores. Again, a big jump when it comes to the top line figures as well for Samvardhan Motherson. Both the top line and the bottom line have shown a sharp improvement. I'm yet to see what the EBITDA and the EBITDA margins figures really show us, but you can clearly see the stock in momentum. Yes, I do have the EBITDA numbers as well. Operationally too, it looks positive. From 2061 crores, EBITDA has improved to 2934 odd crore rupees as well. So looks like across the board you have an uptick coming in for Samvardhan Motherson. And the margins have improved from 9.2% to 10.8% now. Stock is up 1.2%. Sonam, how would you really look at the stock now post earnings?
So like you said, very interesting earnings from the counter. Uh, See, we sort of look at it, as a very interesting play in the automobile segment. And like I said, there's been, a fair bit of interest. I think, see, just before the earning, the stock seems to have rallied quite a lot. So I think today the stock is slow, probably because of the broader market, or maybe because, the expectations were already built in. But I think again a very interesting stock, and if we see a dip, it could be a good opportunity for us to buy.
Okay. Where else are you really looking forward to? You did take the auto space as a name that you would be interested in now, but where exactly are you keeping your focus within the auto space and specifically within the ancillary space beyond Samvardhan? Are there other names that are interesting you?
No, definitely. I think something like Excite Industries is quite interesting. It has its footprints in the EV space as well, right? Bosch is another stock which is looking quite interesting. And even in the smaller stocks, maybe if you go to the small and mid cap segment, there are quite a few names that are extremely interesting.
Okay. Got that. So that's as far as the auto space is concerned. Yes, Shell.
The reason why I point this out is that Motherson is not only the largest company by market capitalization as far as the auto ancillary space is concerned, it is also the largest by sales. And blowout there in terms of higher sales numbers as also higher margins points to all its OEMs also doing well. There is, really an auto ancillary can't do anything in terms of top line, bottom line, and margins unless its buyers are working on top gear. So this number from Motherson also has to be taken in this view that it's doing fantastically well in terms of how the profit has moved and how sales numbers have come in at about 96,000 crore rupees. This is the most valuable auto ancillary, and remember this is also a result of the demerger. If we add the amount of market capitalization of Motherson Sumi wires, that will be somewhere like another 25,000 crores. So all put together about a lakh 20,000 crores, and you'll also have to add back the price of Motherson Sumi wires. In any case, Samvardhana Motherson is at a record high, but add about 67 rupees to 145, and that's the value of Motherson that you have. So about 215 rupees is the merged price of both. Needless to say that we are at a record high here as well, 143, 145, doing well in terms of how the prices are moving, 2.6% higher. I think there's no let up in Divi's lab. Yesterday it was one of the top gainers as far as the Nifty is concerned, and of course the entire pharma space is doing pretty well, now up at about 44.50. Sonam, any favorites in the pharma space if you have one?
No, definitely. I think we've been seeing a lot of good movement recently in this stock called Newland Lab. So we've been watching that one, right? And apart from it, we do have some interesting picks. I think Gland Pharma has been good, right? Similarly, your Torrent Pharma has been good, and I think Glenmark Pharma has been an outperformer. I think people are expecting Pharma to be outperformer in the next year, given that the global rate scenario would be in favor of the pharma earning. Plus, pharma is like a risk averse sector, so it will be stable despite whatever happens in terms of volatility in the market. So I think pharma definitely is looking quite interesting.
Pharma, definitely. You did talk about Torrent Pharma. It's showing a good spike in today's trading session as well. Where do you see its long-term targets now, Sonam, for Torrent Pharma?
No, I think the stock seems to be having some sort of a breakout today, right? It's been little range bound over the last few months. I think in terms of targets, I think 2800 would be a good target if somebody is planning to buy right now. And in fact, if we see any dips from the current levels, it will be a good opportunity to get into this particular stock, right?
Okay, got that. So that's as far as Torrent Pharma is also concerned. And within the entire pharma pack, you have Sun Pharma that's doing very well in trade today, 1.7% higher in trade right now at 1488 odd levels. Divi's Laboratories, as already pointed out by Shell, that's moving up. Cipla, Dr. Reddy's are the other pharma movers that are doing well at this point in time. Apart from this, the Adani Group stocks are making a comeback. So Adani Enterprises and Adani Ports, they look positive in trade today. Sonam, do you have any coverage on the Adani Group stocks? How are you really looking at these stocks right now?
No, I think again, similar to the PSU pack, the movement in the Adani stocks is very speculative movement before the elections. We have some position in some of our portfolios in the ATGL and Adani Power stocks. So but these stocks have tended to be extremely volatile, so which is why they sometimes don't get picked up in our models. But yeah, I think there's been a lot of movement that's been happening both on the up and down side. I think this week definitely we'll see some wide upswings and downswings. So we have to be careful with these stocks. Maybe work with them if you want with strict stop losses in place, right?
247, ladies and gentlemen, the Nifty has made yet another intraday low, now slipping around 22,708, where there used to be a very, very strong support till about 5-6 hours ago, but that's now slowly melting away on the options chain. It's a 178 point cut here as far as just the main index is concerned, and the advanced decline is now rapidly sort of deteriorating and is now in favor of the bulls. Let me just give you the latest number. We have about 1261 declines versus 1000 shares that have sort of been on the green. Okay, what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, as Sakshi and I had promised you early morning when Gaurang and Vaishali were with us as guests, to discuss a very important equity fund that at least I have been tracking for the last 10 months. It's called HDFC Defence Fund. A lot of how should I say, activity is happening on defense counters, and that is reflected very well in this lovely fund that we are just discussing now. It's called HDFC Defence Fund. It was launched in June last year. It hasn't been even 1 year, and the fund has, Sakshi, doubled in size. We'll be showing you the graphics of these fund. Yes, this is the one. Sakshi, this is what I have been talking about for a couple of weeks now. Sadly, for those people who want to buy bulk, that's not possible. The fund is open only for systematic investment plans, and that also for a very limited value. But as you can make out, the fund has done dramatically well. It was launched at 10 rupees on 2nd of June 2023, and this 2700 crore rupee fund, Sakshi, is up 100%.
Strong return since its launch of 2nd June of 2023. So a very strong performance has been seen. But I'm guessing a lot of our viewers, Shell, would want to know some more detail about this fund for those who may be actually mulling to put in fresh money. And like our guests have also been talking about as well, that in case you want to minimize the risk, and how you've been also saying it, and to play the defense theme, perhaps this is the best way to do so, to minimize your risk and yet participate in the ongoing run up. So could you share with us what is the kind of SIP that one can do on a monthly basis over here, and also how has the performance been for somebody who had started the SIP about a year and a half ago?
So Sakshi, it's been a blowout. in very simple terms, if you had deployed just in the initial corpus 10,000 rupees, that would have become 22,000 rupees or 21,000 rupees in a span of about 10-11 months, actually almost 11 months. Now here is the beauty of the SIP that we so often discuss. The maximum SIP allowed in HDFC Defence Fund is 15,000 rupees a month. There are no lump sum allowed, and the fund actively, Sakshi, discourages you from entering it because the sector itself is so red hot. And of course, if you just do a sector specific fund, that's a very risky proposition. Be that as it may, 15,000 rupee SIP, Sakshi, for 12 months is 1,80,000, and that amount is actually 3,03,000 rupees, which is a CAGR of 147% over the last 11 months. PCR is doing a fantastic job, firing the stocks which are there on the top 5 list. I'll give you a little more detail here.
Okay.
Sakshi, this performance is without Mazagon Dock, Cochin Shipyard, Garden Reach being in the top 5 shares, or even in the top 7 or 8. If those were in this fund, then the CAGR would have been a stratospheric, maybe 190% CAGR, like how IPL batters do in the first 5 overs of the match. So that is what would have happened, but it's given a stunning return. And Sakshi, this is the best way to play the defense theme with least amount of headache. No need to time the market. Just put in a simple SIP of whatever you can afford. The maximum allowed is 15,000 per folio, Sakshi.
Okay, so the top 5 stocks wherein 59% of the money really goes out of the 22 stocks which are in this defense portfolio is what you're saying is HAL, BEL, Premier Explosives, Solar Industries, Astra Microwave and MTR Tech. Those are the top 5 stocks. But since 22 stocks are there, I'm guessing the others will also include Cochin and the others too. So I'm guessing maybe there on from here on there could be a certain shifting also of the funds. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I agree. So this is the latest portfolio that I have of the fund. Of course, Cochin and Mazagon have a presence, but all I'm trying to say is that they are not in the top 5, and therefore the high beta constituent of the sector perhaps has not been adequately captured. But like I said, 100% return over 11 months for a fund is a fantastic performance, and that is what needs to be appreciated. होने को तो न जाने क्या क्या हो सकता था, but the point I'm trying to make is that the best way to sleep peacefully and to sort of play this defense theme over a long period of time should be to go via this defense fund run by HDFC AMC. Just simply put an SIP, and this sectoral fund, Sakshi, cannot be more than 7 to 10% of your overall mutual fund portfolio. It can't be 100% definitely, but it has to be sub 10%. That is the only caveat I have, and my understanding is the quicker you do it, the better it is. There is a possibility that the AMC just might say कि भाई बहुत पैसा आ गया, now this is very dangerous. Let the existing SIP holders only enjoy, and they may put a stop on fresh SIPs. Yes, so just as Sakshi, the overall cap of RBI has been breached for overseas ETFs at $2 billion a year. Therefore, you can't buy Mafang. Therefore, you can't buy Motilal Oswal, Nasdaq 100. Those fund of funds, because the overall cap has been breached. So, Subhashte Shigram, जितना जल्दी आप कर सकें कीजिए, but consult an independent financial advisor, consult an independent fund advisor, and only then sort of take a position. Sakshi and my job is to shine a spotlight on what looks good according to us. Of course, there are more intelligent people than us in the advisory space. Please also consult them. But my own admission is that I have a SIP in this one, and it's been a happy journey, Sakshi.
Absolutely. So, Shell, is this the only defense thematic fund that there is right now, or are there others as well in the same space?
No, Sakshi, we have, nobody woke up to it.
Oh,
Only
okay.
HDFC AMC did.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Okay, okay. अच्छा है
So
तो
there's one
confusion
loan.
भी नहीं है लोगों के पास कि कौन सा वाला ले. So there is one and then you can actually go for it right now.
एक ही.
All right, all right. Okay, so the viewers, yeah.
So, like you said, this is the loan fund. See, when the theme matures, for instance, now you have many fund of funds which track the Hang Seng market, the Chinese market, the US market. Within the US market, I can give you so many names of ETFs who do just 50 shares of S&P 500, who do just 7-10 shares of the Nasdaq 100. So that's a popular theme within funds. But at the moment, defense is a very popular theme in stocks. But
Yeah.
in funds, as far as sector specific is concerned, there is only one.
Oh,
Sakshi.
okay. All right. So let's understand from Sonam right here, how is her understanding of whether this could be still a great enough time to take an entry into the defense space. We do know a dream run has really rallied, and how several of the stocks have doubled, tripled and given multi-bagger returns to investors as well. But like we pointed out, that probably this fund would be a better idea. It will minimize your investors' risk as well. But Sonam, do tell us, what would you say as far as defense is concerned?
No, definitely. I think many of these stocks have also been part of our portfolio from HAL, VDL, solar industry, and a whole lot of them. So, definitely these are the high momentum stocks, and the sector itself is doing better than anything. And like you guys said, that it is not just the price performance, but in terms of earnings also, we're getting very good numbers coming out of these counters. I think there's a lot of focus that is on defense manufacturing in India. There's a lot of government investment that is going on. So, it looks like a very interesting sector for sure. I think, it is also highly linked to the election outcome. I think this stock will have very reaction based on the election outcome. So, if there is a government with continuance of the current policies, then, again, you could see good numbers from this particular industry.
Okay, so your pecking order, what would that be, Sonam, in terms of the top favorite defense stocks that you will bet big on?
No, I think, see, BDL is one stock that is really standing out, right? Apart from it, like you named, Garden Reach shipyards, Cochin shipyards, all of these are quite interesting. Solar industry is something that we have looked at, for a while. HAL is looking strong, so, there's no wrong pick, I think, right now.
Okay, got that. So that's as far as the defense pack is concerned, and you now know that there is one actual fund which is offering you with minimal risk to invest in the defense story as well. If you do not know how to pick and choose the stocks within the defense space, the fund will do it for you, and the fund manager will do it for you, and you can invest via SIPs in that right here. But do consult your financial advisor before putting in your money, because we use this platform to inform you of what are the opportunities for investors out there, but whether it is the right opportunity for you is something that the fund manager or your financial advisor can actually help you with the best on that front. Okay, Shell is back with us. Shell, what else looks positive at this point?
Yeah. Well, Sakshi, I think Mazagon Dock heard our conversation, and there is a series of block deals. Unbelievable size. It's now up 8% and it's pierced 3,300. Let me just give you
There are
the
results that
volume
have come in.
picture of,
Results have come in, Shell, of
Mazagon
Mazagon. So
Yeah.
the profit has increased from 326
Yeah,
crores
and
to
that's the reason.
663 crores.
Absolutely. Go ahead,
yeah.
go ahead. That's the
And,
market that's enjoying.
Right, and revenue has come in again, an improvement from 2079 crores to 3104 odd crore rupees. Look at the sharp spike you are seeing now, 9.2% higher on Mazagon Dock. Very strong earnings coming in on both the top line and the bottom line. I'll in the meanwhile get the EBITDA figures as well. But quickly to you, Sonam, how would you really look at Mazagon, and after the spike, would you be looking to buy this?
See, I think the spike speaks for itself, right? I think the market is taking the results quite positively, and numbers are still coming in. And see, in terms of the outlook for these defense stocks, are quite strong in the long term, right? So might be an interesting opportunity to buy. I would just be cautious, right, for the next week, but definitely a very strong pick.
Right, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much, Sonam, for this wonderful discourse on sectors and a few stocks that you talked about. We welcome Mr. Arun Kejriwal, a very well-known market expert over the last 35 years on the Lal Street. Arunji, a very warm welcome to you. Namaskar. And markets are celebrating very strong earnings from Mazagon Dock, up 9% now. I know this is super overheated, but would you want to comment on the stock and its earnings?
So first of all, Shell, that warm welcome has got two meanings. The temperature in Bombay is at its peak. So it sure is warm. There is no doubt about it. Yes, there is warmth in your welcome. There is no doubt about that either. But just to start off on a light note, the result from Mazagon Dock has beaten expectations. We need to understand that a dockyard has a very peculiar way that business happens. When you get an order for a new type of vessel, you first make the first of the lot. Once that is approved, then you take into production the remaining 4, 5, 6 vessels that you have. In the case of Mazagon, they were making the Scorpion submarines for the government of India with a French collaboration. So you saw that the revenues were a bit staggered and then they just kick in. Similar is the case with the Cochin, with the Garden Reach shipyard. And it's nice to note that Mazagon Dock is currently working on 3-4 different programs of the Indian Navy where they are making different warships. So I believe the result is great. It adds fuel to the fire in the PSU stable where you have 3 different sectors which seem to be running ahead of market. One is the renewable energy space where you have the likes of IRIDA, PFC, IRFC, SJVN, etc. The second is the power pack, REC, PFC, and so on. And the third is the defense stocks. So whether it is a Garden Reach, a Mazagon Dock, a Cochin shipyard, a Bharat Dynamics, or even a HAL, they all seem to be running crazy.
Absolutely. At the moment, the volume on Mazagon Dock, Sakshi, is 2,327 crores. It obviously makes it the top traded counter. Needless to add, this is a record high on the counter. And, I was just thinking out aloud that I wish they had also announced a stock split or a bonus as very sensibly Hindustan Aeronautics has done it once, made the share affordable, and even after making it affordable at about 1,800, 1,900 rupees post split, the counter is back again to 5,000. Arunji, one word about temperature here in Delhi also. Yesterday was 49, today is 47. So let me just add, apart from just a warm welcome, a fiery welcome to market today on this wonderful Wednesday. Sakshi and I can vouch for the fact that Even stepping out for 10-20 seconds is extremely harmful for our skins. But heat is not only seen in defense counters, it's just there across India. Just look at how Blue Star and Voltas have done. Fantastic performance there as well. Now tell us, sir, how are you positioned as far as...
there are IMD statements
Sakshi.
that are coming in that would provide us some cool off because they are talking about Kerala seeing at least in the next 24 hours some signs of pre-monsoon showers, and that could be spread across to northeast as well. So something on that respect is what we can. They're also saying that heat wave conditions across India may lighten over the next 1 week or so. So 1 week of testing times, and then we will be off for a good time, I believe.
Yes, Sakshi, and I believe
So, Sakshi, remember my first comment? Yeah. Yeah, Arunji, you first.
Yeah, so I believe Dalal Street also waits for the rains very, very keenly. And a small incident that I would like
Yes,
to tell you,
absolutely.
that the first time that there is water flooding outside the BSE building on Dalal Street, markets go up sharply on
Yes,
that day. And this is irrespective of market conditions, but the fact
yes,
that Dalal Street is flooded is reason for the markets to rejoice. So just waiting when that day happens, when Dalal Street gets
absolutely.
flooded once again.
And Sakshi, you remember our early morning conversation? The first thing I said, we should take an off today, and we should maybe request Siddharth sir to give the entire PCR team an off as well. You talk about some kind of, how should I say, relief, but Arunji is closer to Kerala than we are, and he's 800 kilometers away, and we are 2200 kilometers away. वहाँ पे मानसून अगर आए भी तो आपको, मेरे को और अरुण जी को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. बट अगेन वी आर पीपल फ्रॉम द मार्केट, वी गेट सेंटिमेंटली हैप्पी. कहीं पे भी बारिश हो जावे अपने को अच्छा लगता है. बट अरुण जी इज एब्सोल्युटली राइट. The first day of rains in Mumbai, traditionally the Sensex has gone up on that day. Arunji, what are you looking at now?
So all eyes are now on the exit poll, which will start Saturday evening. I'm sure there will be quite a bit of confusion once they are declared, with various opinion polls giving various numbers. But market is quite used to adjusting to numbers. And then Tuesday morning, when the actual vote count continues, what you are seeing today, a sell-off, is more to do with the fact that tomorrow we have expiry for the May series, and post the May series, you will find a lot of liquidation happening tomorrow. People would wait to take fresh positions, maybe post the 4th. So that liquidation has already started today and is likely to continue into tomorrow as expiry happens.
Okay. Arun sir, just in case what the markets are penciling in, we've been looking at a slew of brokerage houses reports from last few days, couple of days at least, which are giving us various scenarios and what could the markets be in case there is a nearing of a 400 seat by the BJP, in case they come in as expected around 310, 330, and what if in the worst case scenario BJP does not even get like a 280 seat as well. I want to understand from you, you have witnessed as many elections within the last 35 years out of tracking markets as well, and how markets have reacted pre and post results and on that day as well. Your wisdom will definitely help all our viewers to really, who are witnessing this rally and one-way exuberance and the elections for the very first time, because I'm talking about the first time investors. What would you say?
So let's understand 2004, the BJP, which
Okay, I think there
hitting
is.
lower circuit.
Arun sir, we couldn't hear you very clearly. I think there is some kind of a disruption as far as internet connectivity is concerned. Yeah. Yes, we could hear you now. You can go on, sir.
Go through with a slender.
Okay. I think there is a continuous network issue. We'll try and get back Arun Kejriwal back on the line with us. We'll try to have him reconnect so that the internet is a better and stable at this point in time as well. And let's get back to the markets. I think briefly the Nifty also slipped below
Sakshi,
22,700 as well. Yes, Shell.
There is a very important news that is coming in, that ITC has got the approval from the Competition Commission of India for the demerger of its hotels arm, ITC Hotels. That will mean that investors who own ITC at the moment will also get free shares of ITC Hotels. Arunji will confirm. About 25 years ago, ITC Hotels was a separately listed entity, and this is a positive development as far as long-term shareholders of the stock is concerned. Over time, ITC will also hand out free shares of its FMCG business, and ITC will also give you probably at some point of time shares of its paper business as well. Some 25 years ago, papers was listed as ITC Bhadrachalam. ITC Hotels was an independently listed company. ITC was a separate company, and the FMCG business is of course something that's set up over the last 15-20 years. I believe Arunji is with us. Okay, I believe there is some issue with his connection. Nevertheless, that's how it is. And let's look at some stocks at the moment. 312, there was a brief flirting of the Nifty below 22,700, but so far it's on an ascendancy, but it's not looking good at all. The Nifty Bank on its monthly expiry day is down 626, 48,521, and the Nifty IT is down 300 at 33,561. Aditya Birla Fashion Retail, earnings boy, days high 299.50. Sakshi, what are you watching? Okay, I think Arunji is back.
Okay. Arun sir, if you can hear us, we had put out a question to you to understand from you how will the markets react in either scenarios, what emerges in the election results and the exit polls, sir.
So let's understand what the market is looking for and what is it expecting. So a stable government is what the government seem to have got cross connection. 1 minute.
I think so you've joined us from two links and that's why we can hear an echo. So if you could just switch off the other link and join in through one link, that will work for you.
What the market expects is
Okay, I think we'll try and sort that out, but let's get back to the markets and see what the momentum is building on like. Aditya Birla Fashion Retail, that's moving at the top as far as the F&O movers are concerned. Remember, the earnings came out slightly disappointing, stock reacted to that, but it's recovered post that in the F&O space at least. Apart from this, Samvardhan Motherson, that earnings for this company just came in. strong earnings, and therefore you can actually see a 3.5% uptick for this one as well. Hindalco continues to retain its top spot. Remember, yesterday is when post the market hours I had shared that this will be the stock of the day that you can really watch out for. It's emerged exactly as that, 3.7% higher in trade. You have Biocon and Nalco as the other stocks that are moving up in the F&O space as well. Within the Nifty, apart from Hindalco, you have Power Grid, that's moving up again strongly, 1.6% higher. You have Divis Laboratories, that's up by 1.3%, Nestle, Cipla, Sun Pharma, Bajaj Auto and the like. These are the stocks that are definitely moving at the top spot when it comes to the Nifty right now. Okay, Mr. Kejriwal is back with us. Arun sir, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes sir, please go on.
So, talking about the outcome of the exit of the market believes that there will be a stable government where the BJP would get around 325, 330 seats on their own, and another 45 seats here or there to be added on from its allies. This is what the market expects and is discounted as of today in the market that you see. Once the results are actually out, you will see, assuming we are somewhere close to this number, you will see an euphoria in the market which could last anything from 48 to 72 hours, and then markets will have some sort of a correction. It could be in multiple stages because this rally has started all the way back in November 4th week. So it's a good 6 months that the rally has taken place, and we have risen close to from about 19,000 odd to 23,000. So expect a sharp correction also, even if the BJP does well.
Arunji, at any point of time across major indices, whether it's NSE 500 mid cap or small cap, even the main Nifty or the Sensex, do you feel uncomfortable with the current valuations in terms of price earnings to growth, price earnings in particular?
So the one cause for concern is the expected growth that has been expected over the last 3, 4, 5 quarters. We seem to be lacking that expectation each time. So there is a carry forward of expectations which is yet to get met. Post this election being out of the way, I believe all of that will start catching up, and then suddenly you will find the whole world, including India, talking about valuations, expected growth. Opportunity is there, but we need to demonstrate the opportunity with performance. So I think it's a matter of time before that kicks in. And like we all know, post the honeymoon, it's always the toughest period where markets need to adjust to a new government. A new government, even if it is status quo with this old one continuing, there are new expectations, there are new things that could happen, there could be a new cabinet that would come. All of that leads to a lot of expectation and churning in the marketplace.
Okay, got that. Also wanted to ask you, Arun sir, so thus far in the pre-election rally, what we have seen, and as CLSA has really pointed out, they've listed out about 54 stocks which they're calling as Modi stocks, which in the last 6 months of the rally have 90% of those have outperformed the Nifty, within which half of them are PSUs, many are infrastructure related plays like L&T or an Ultratech Cement, some are banks as well, and this is what they're believing that going forward from here may outperform. I want to understand, in case the BJP government really comes back to power, where exactly should one be really concentrated with the fresh deployment of money?
So Sakshi, let us look at the last 10 years. Where has money been spent? Infrastructure. Recreating the environment which will help growth, which will bring about employment, the recapitalization of banks, because banks are the mainstay for business, SME, MSME, etc. It is this sector which has played key. So we had all the PLI schemes which encourage production. We had infrastructure, we had modern highways coming up right from Kerala up to the northeast. We found defense being given top priority, Make in India being given priority. All of this leads to the pact that CLSA and you just mentioned a minute ago. You have the defense stocks, you have PSU stocks from the railway, you have PSU stocks from the power sector, which have been leading from the front. And the kind of appreciation that these stocks have given, anything from 50% to 500% over the last 5-7 years.
Okay, got that. Now, how about banks? And where exactly should one be focused within the banking story? We've seen PSU banks really outperforming, and how will that continue to outperform, or will it be the turn of private sector banks that have been big laggards thus far to now take the front row?
So the laggards should move up considering the fact that they have been outperformed by the PSU stock. But we also need to understand that 24-25 will see divestment of the PSU stocks happening because in most of these banks, the government holding is in excess of 75%, and in some cases, it is even closer to 90 and 94% in 2 or 3 examples. So the government would use this opportunity, the euphoria in the market, the demand for more paper to offload some of its stock, which it had invested when it reinvested in the PSU banks. So I believe you will see disinvestment in the PSU banks in a big way in 24-25.
A fair point. Some of them have appreciated to the extent of 3 to 4x, as Arun sir was mentioning, and yet have yet to reclaim their all-time highs that we saw in the early part of 2003-2004. Be that as it may, ladies and gentlemen, 322, the dip on the Nifty is getting worse. We are now battling 22,700. Now let me just give you the breakup of this 190 point fall. Axis Bank has contributed a negative 42 points. Reliance has slipped 1.1%. It's pulled down the Nifty by 28 points. HDFC Bank has pulled down the Nifty by 24, Axis Bank by 17, and Infosys by 14. Now, out of the 5 names that I have read, 3 are the heaviest weighted stocks, which is Reliance, HDFC Bank and Infosys. Today's FII picture, Sakshi, on the cash markets will be something to be watched for. These kind of heavy sales which destroy both price and sentiment come only from foreign funds, and this is a number that we'll look upon today evening as also react to tomorrow morning. What's really buzzing apart from that is defense on the green side, chemical stocks such as Sumitomo Chemicals 495 for you, earnings boys such as Mazagon and Motherson Sumi now 4.46% higher on Motherson at about 148.60, and a rear guard buying happening on Bata. Bata had to come out with its earnings. That counter is up 1% at about 1375. Not a good day at all, but 22,700 is where the bulls are making a stand as far as Nifty is concerned. Arunji, anything in the frontline large cap space that attracts your attention in this mild downturn, which may be on your buy radar, but maybe not at a buy price yet?
So there is a certain amount of sector rotation that you are tempted to look at. I believe post the 4th of June, it would be time to look at the FMCG pack all over again. So talking of a Britannia, of a Hindustan Lever, stocks which have been battered out of shape, and there is value in these stocks at this price. If the rally has to continue, some of the rally momentum would be led by these stocks, which will also help the market sentiment. So I believe there is opportunity available, but it's best to hold on for the next 3 days.
Fair point. Now, Sakshi, I think it's the turn of Cochin Shipyard to catch up with Mazagon Dock. Series of block deals of about 4-5 crore rupees have happened simultaneously. The markets will shut shop in 6 minutes from now, but that's something to look forward to. And another stock that's hit an all-time high, which is I believe something which Arunji has tracked for decades, is EID Parry. 693. Let me just make a list of record highs in the market today within the NSE 500. Remember, these are good points to where money is flowing. So EID Parry is there, up about 8.7%. Remember, it's the holding company structure also in EID Parry for the Murugappa Group. Apart from that, lots of names that we've discussed: Power Finance Corporation, Thermax, Brigade, JSW, Infra, Glaxo, of course Mazagon. Arunji, EID Parry, does it still make sense for a value buyer like you?
I haven't looked at the stock for quite some time, and now that you're saying it's made a new high, it would be something that needs to be looked at. The sector is doing well, and with the kind of investments we are finding in the real estate space, this is a quality player without doubt in the sanitary ware business. So I believe if valuations are in place, this could certainly be looked at. But like I mentioned, I haven't looked at it for a long, long time.
Okay, got that.
Fair point, Sakshi. Time to draw it a close as far as
Yes.
markets are concerned. It's not been the right day for bulls. There has been a spate of selling, and the sad part, Sakshi, today's trade is that this selling is accompanied by volume. If you look at how HDFC Bank has traded, 2600 crores, ICICI Bank has 2092 crores, Axis Bank has 1076 crores. This is, in line with the normal average that trades, and that essentially means that delivery based sales have been praised on this one. Today's FII number in the evening would be of material consequence tomorrow morning. Sakshi.
Absolutely. Well, we'll thank Arun Kejriwal at this point in time for sharing with us his wisdom on how should one be really viewing the markets right ahead of the Big Bang event that we are awaiting over the weekend. And we'll be awaiting your presence on our channel, soon after the exit polls as well, to really understand how the markets could be moving right forward from there too. So thank you so much for being with us. Truly appreciate your presence.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll start winding up the market scenario right now for all our viewers. 22,710. It's been hovering around that level now for some minutes as far as the Nifty is concerned. 175 points of a fall. Of course, a large part of it goes to the Nifty Bank, the financial services, the PSU and the private banks as well. All across the board, the financials, there is a sharp fall that we are seeing. And the realty space, IT, oil and gas, infra, FMCG, and even the broader markets. So the mid caps have also slipped, and the auto, consumer durables, the entire pocket that seems to be under severe pressure. Pharma continues to hold the top spot, with media stocks, metals, and small caps still flattish in trade as of now. But India wakes, we need to continue to watch out for. It's not that much disturbing as it was yesterday, but it's still about 0.25% higher as we draw to a close for this trading session. 24.25 currently. Top movers: Hindalco, Divi's Laboratories, Cipla, Bajaj Auto, Dr. Reddy's and Nestle. On the downside on the Nifty, you have stocks like HDFC Life, SBI Life. So the winners of yesterday are seeing sharp profits being taken off, almost 2.5-3% lower in trade. Tata Consumer Products, Tech Mahindra, ICICI Bank, BPCL, Bajaj Finserv, these are the top tracks as far as the Nifty is concerned. F&O movers, on the top side, you have Aditya Birla Fashion Retail, Samvardhan Motherson, Hindalco again, AU Small Finance Bank, that's made a 2.2% surge in F&O. Jubilant Foods, that continues to move higher. Biocon and Torrent Pharmaceuticals. But on the lower side, you do have stocks like SBI Life, ICICI Prudential, again the entire insurance space. Then you also have Indigo, that's actually lost quite a bit in the F&O space today, 3.5% lower in trade. We'll look at how it plays tomorrow. Then IRCTC, that's again something that's been declining. Canfin Homes, another one that has been looking a little weak on trade right now. Anything else, Shell, that you need to add?
Sakshi, I think it's a personal disappointment as to way how markets have shaped up yesterday, today, and given that the momentum that's developing on the short side, tomorrow is going to be difficult, and Friday equally so. Maybe 22,500 is what we are looking at. Be that as it may, जब तेज़ी होती है तब भी हम खुश होते हैं, जब मंदी होती है तब भी हम खुश होते हैं, क्योंकि बाज़ार सस्ता मिलता है. Essentially what the market is doing, Sakshi, is pruning expectations, which is, if numbers turn out the way they are supposed to, like 300 plus for BJP standalone, so the blowout that will happen on the Nifty might be short-lived if the index were already at 23,000. But if it is scaled back to 22,500, then probably the blowout, if it does happen, will have legs, and then it will move on further, because a 500-point jump on the Nifty will scale back what we've already seen, which is 23,000. With that, ladies and gentlemen, Sakshi and I will call it a day. News continues on Business Today in non-market hours as well. Stay glued, and we'll meet you tomorrow. And again, Sakshi, I'll discuss a beautiful fund that people can buy and enjoy this fantastic rally. Be in no doubt the bull market remains in shape, Sakshi.
22,700 has been held on to, so that's a relief. 184 points of a decline on the Nifty right now, with over 1% of a decline on the Nifty Bank today, but it's also held on to 48,500 for now. So we'll continue to keep track of how the markets now move on the monthly expiry tomorrow. Many thanks, viewers, for being with us, but do stay tuned as Business Today continues to get you all the action from the world of business and finance, even beyond the stock market hours.
चौबीस के इस चुनाव में बंगाल में ये मेरी आखिरी